Hello everyone, I finished Girl on Girl, How Pop Culture Turned a Generation of Women Against Each Other by Sophie Gilbert today, and it is such a good book. Such a good book. Let me tell you something. I've tried filming this 5 times and come to realize that I cannot talk about it off the top of my head like this. I just can't. Maybe it's something in my mind where I'm thinking too much about it, where I'm like, oh, if I mess up too much, I'm gonna have to edit it, it's gonna be freaking annoying. So I'm just gonna read a little bit of what I wrote in my review notebook, okay? Sit down. I really enjoyed it and feel like my eyes were opened even further to the mistreatment, objectification, and unfairness women endure and face simply for being women. I do think the title is misleading though. It's not so much about a generation of women being turned against each other as it is about the horrifying way they are treated in both fiction and reality by consumers and society in general in comparison to men, who also lean into it if not promote it. It's about men in power and women not having enough because we have so many areas and ways in which we need to divide it. Basically, no matter what we do, people will have shit to say. And I will say also, something else I talk about in here is there were lots of examples in here. Maybe not straightforward, maybe not stated specifically, but lots of examples in here of how feminism is needed. I think that's an idea that can be derived from a lot of things talked about in this book. It is also about how different forms of feminism, different factions of feminism, even if that's the phrasing, can take away from each other. They can turn away from each other because they can be so dividing. Because again, we have so many areas that we need to divide our focus to, our energy in, and maybe that's what the generation of women that turned against each other is about, but it's really not in the forefront of this book. What's in the forefront is the general mistreatment of women, the abuse they face. I did really like it. As I've mentioned multiple times, whenever I talk about this book, there were moments in here that disgusted me, horrified me, nauseated me, and I had to take a break from reading it, but I think I'm all the better for it now. Moving on, I'm going to, I think, try and read 2 books at once next. We'll see how it goes. I've never really tried this outside of mandated reading for school. So this is the first time I'm going to be attempting to read 2 books at once for my own entertainment. Song of Achilles and Vesper Flights. Collection of essays, fiction, mythical fiction. Is that what it's called? Is that the genre? Mythical fiction? Is that even a genre? I don't know, but this is my 3rd time reading it. This is my 1st time reading it. I'm really excited to read both. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to read. I really couldn't. So really neat. All right, wait. Maybe the contents feel a little disconnected from the title because a lot of arguments were stated implicitly rather than explicitly. Left open for interpretation. I just read the introduction of this and I just know I'm going to love it. I want to read this to you. Hold on. Most of all, I hope my work is about a thing that seems to me of the deepest possible importance in our present-day historical moment. Finding ways to recognize and love difference. The attempt to see through eyes that are not your own. To understand that your way of looking at the world is not the only one. To think what it might mean to love those that are not like you. To rejoice in the complexity of things. It is one thing to show the statistical facts about this species' decline. It is another thing to communicate to people what wood warblers are and what that loss means when your experience of a wood that is made of light and leaves and song becomes something less complex, less magical, just less once the warblers have gone. Literature can teach us the qualitative texture of the world, and we need it to. We need to communicate the value of things so that more of us might fight to save them. One of the best introductions I might have read probably ever, which is not saying a lot because up until recently I used to just skip reading the introduction altogether, but I'm trying to fix this. If all introductions are like that, let me tell you, I would read them more. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'm really excited to start reading this. I've already read a couple of chapters of Song of Achilles. I'm excited to read a couple of chapters of this, so. I had a fantastic dream with Castiel from Supernatural in it, and right as we hit the major conflict of this dream, my phone rang and woke me up. I'm annoyed. I'm unhappy. I'm gonna be thinking about this dream for a really long time because guess what? Moonstruck by Hypen was playing in there. Do you know how rare it is for music to play in my dreams? I can't remember any other time music has played in my dreams. So actually, I'm like, was I even fully asleep, or was I just getting feedback from my phone that's playing music into this dream? But when I woke up, it was a completely different song playing halfway through, so I don't know, girl. I don't know. All I'm saying is this was gearing up. I think this dream was gearing up to be one of the best I've ever had. And now it's slipping through my fingers. Do you know how devastating that is? I'm devastated. You can't tell right now because I don't know how to express emotion on camera. But I'm genuinely so devastated about this. And it's been a really long time since a fictional character has been in my dreams. I read that first chapter of Vesper Flights and felt so overcome with emotion. I had to write about it. I had tears in my eyes. So this started off talking about how emotional I get sometimes whenever I read or see something, whether it be on the phone, in a book, or even in the real world. And then it kind of got away from me. My thoughts, they started thoughting. And I like it. It's a little bit more accurate, I think, to what I feel. I'm going to read it to you. It is a wonderful thing to feel emotions easily, to be moved by the simple complexity of life and being itself. To look at a tree, old and decrepit, or old and firm, young and weak, or young and promising strength, and wonder at all they have seen and will see yet. To witness the song or flight of a bird and wonder where it's off to, whether it's running errands or running home. It's trying its best to get by just the same as me. To even see a bug stuck between the glass and mesh screen of a window and wonder how it got there in the first place and why it simply can't find its way back out. I can't help but see similarities between myself and this tiny thing I want out of my sight, and certainly not so close to having access into my home. I read accounts of life not my own and feel emotions I don't know if I have the right to feel. Sorrow, despair, giddiness, envy, anger, hope. They are all mine, but how much and by what right other than being human and being gifted? Have I successfully shared any burdens or happiness, or have I intercepted and interrupted? Have I stolen? And what do I do with these emotions that have now become partially mine? Do I look at the trees and ask them to advise me? Or do I look at the birds and ask them where to go now? Or do I look at the bug that is stuck between the glass and the mesh screen of the window and laugh in self-pity because I already know there is no answer but to accept my fate? Because at the end of the day, be it gift or burden, it's wonderful nonetheless, and it is mine. Being brought to tears or laughter or even silent or loud rage, I'm assured that I am human and there is life left in me yet. I feel for others, sometimes more than I feel for myself, and even though it leaves me off kilter, it also leaves me aware of the breaths I am taking and the simple complexities within and around me. I am alive, and so is the beautiful world around me. What else is there to do but feel? Thank you. Yeah, I really like how this got carried away from me, but also ended up becoming something more me. I love writing. I love seeing something that makes me want to write, and then I discover more of myself through the writing, and I read it again, and I'm like, wow, yes, I can finally put my feelings down in words. This is amazing, because just this morning I was journaling about how difficult it is sometimes for me, or not even sometimes, a lot of the times, how difficult it is for me to put my thoughts and my feelings into words that make sense not only to me but to others if I ever want to share the feelings that I'm feeling. And in moments like these, really just wow. Life comes full circle sometimes, and that is beautiful and wonderful and awesome. Life comes full circle a lot of times, but sometimes in these little ways that are just really satisfying and very neat and beautiful and synchronicitous. Is that even a word? I don't know, but I have really good high hopes for Vesper Flights. Yeah. I used to be such a snob when it came to rereading books because I'd always think to myself, why bother rereading a book and risk liking it any less than I did the first time around? Why risk enjoying it less? Why risk finding faults within it when there are so many other books out there that I want to read, that I could be reading and I could be enjoying and expanding my repertoire of books that I've read? But I honestly just needed to get over myself. I really just needed to get over myself because from my experience, if I like a book so much that I want to reread it, rereading it hasn't made me enjoy it any less. It really hasn't. If anything, I've found more details from it. Each reread, I've discovered new things, maybe to like it, maybe that I don't like it, but it doesn't take away from my overall enjoyment of the book. This is my third reread of The Song of Achilles, and I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still really enjoying it. If in a day comes when I grow out of enjoying rereading a book or that book, at least I can't make any promises and say, at least I'll think of times when I enjoyed it and make peace with it, or whatever, because realistically I know myself and I would be very bitter about not enjoying it anymore, which is the reason I used to avoid rereading books in the first place. But that's not the point. The point is, it's a good thing that I've gotten over my fear of rereading books because I own books, right? I've purchased books, I have books. What will they do? Just sit on my shelf? Just sit in the rooms, sit in the house and take up space while I just look at them and think about how, wow, I did enjoy this once upon a time, but I don't want to reread it. That's a waste of money, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of space. Right. And you know what's not a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of space? Rereading books that I've enjoyed. And even maybe sometimes rereading books I didn't enjoy because maybe now I'll enjoy them. Example, Catcher in the Rye. Have I read it since, when was the last time I even read it? April? No, I haven't picked it up since April, but I did start reading it again in October. And I've been enjoying it more than I enjoyed the first time I read it in high school, and I absolutely hated reading it in high school. And actually, I do need to sit down and finish it completely, start it again from the beginning and finish it completely, but I'm enjoying it more. So see, I feel like rereading is more than just enjoying the book or no longer enjoying the book. It's about learning more about yourself in a way. Does that make sense? Discovering new things about yourself and whatever you're deciding to read, and it's all very fun and exciting. Yes, not to say you should be stuck rereading books all the time if you enjoy them or not. I'm just saying sometimes it's nice to have books you know you've enjoyed and that you want to try reading again, and it's nice if you still enjoy them, and it's less nice if you no longer enjoy them, but at least I guess you know that you've changed. Your palette has changed, it has grown, and you can discover more books that you might like or you might not like. And it's all about life is just one big journey to discovering yourself. Yes, expand your palette, reread books all the time, read new books all the time, read multiple books at once, read single books at a time. What am I saying? Read single books at a time. That one. Just try it. Try a variety of things. Discover yourself. Discover the world. And it's all very beautiful and awesome and wonderful and magical. And that is it for this video. So if you watched this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. But I will see you all next time. Be kind, be smart, and stay safe, everyone. Bye.